The economy is volatile and uncertain. There is a slew of things that you can do to prepare yourself for what we may go through, but today we're going to be talking about finances. I have 3 steps that you could use to help you during 2020 post COVID. Hello, everyone. My name is Timothy Rushan. This is Timothy's Life Academy. It's been a real long time. I don't want to go into all the details. I've just been really taking time to implement my teachings and making the best use of it so I can create better content. That's not all. I just got lazy. But I'm really glad to be back. I'm glad you're here. And we have a lot to talk about. Well, specifically, 3 things. 3 easy steps to help your finances in 2020. Especially post cervasis sickness. All right, the first tip is going to be pay your debt. Okay, pay your debt. That is the most important step that you need to take care of. There is a lot of uncertainty in the future, whether that's your job, whether that's just your whole lifestyle. You really need to try to make something stable, and it's very difficult to do that when you have people trying to get your money. So here's a few tips to help save for your so you can help put extra money towards those bills, that credit card debt, anything that has over a 5% and it's considered a consumer. Sometimes there's good debt, a house payment, it's good debt. What else? An investment. If you're leveraging for an investment and you're making more money than the interest on the debt, that's good debt. The regular consumer debt, like a vehicle, credit cards, personal loans, all that good stuff, that is poor debt, and you want to get rid of all that. You want to have a clean slate. It's such a weight be lifted off of your shoulders and once you accomplish that. So here's some steps. Sacrifice memberships, so that whether that's Netflix, gym memberships, anything like that, any subscription, reoccurring purchases, you should probably reconsider them. You don't need them at the time. You can live without them if you really want it. There's basic TV, basic cable TV, and there's YouTube. You can find everything you need on that, and you save money. So you save money, $10 here. Let's say $10 with Netflix, $10 with Hulu. You got a $15 gym membership. What is that? $35 right there. Just look at those expenses and start putting what you can save out of those expenses into the debt. Okay, sacrifice. That's what you need to do. It's not necessary. Cook at home. Eating out is so expensive, and you know what? It's almost borderline with the amount of inflation. I mean, if you go to the grocery store, stuff's getting pretty expensive. However, it's still, in my opinion, is very cheap. I work out a lot, and I eat rice, chicken, rice, sausage, rice, whatever. Very simple, and then some avocados. Very, very simple meal, extremely cheap, very fulfilling, very nutritious. So consider that, and I can afford to eat out, but I just don't want to. It just doesn't feel right. It does not make sense to me right now. Renegotiate bills. I've talked about this in a previous video. Renegotiating your bills. You should renegotiate your bills yearly. I mean, maybe every 6 months, but for sure yearly. Renegotiate your bills, or call up everyone needs a cell phone. It's just plain and simple. I mean, you don't need one, but it's an extension of our body. We need them, and it's part of us. You should just call up your phone bill, your phone provider, your cell phone provider, and ask him, hey, is there something cheaper for me? Am I paying the right amount of money for what I need? And they'll gladly renegotiate because they want to keep you there. They want to keep that income coming in. So they're probably going to talk to you, and they're probably going to work things out with you. And if not, then you always got to shop. So if they can't serve you, then somebody else will for cheaper, 100%. All right, step number 2 is build multiple streams of income. See, this one's very difficult. It's extremely difficult, but it's very worth it if you put time, effort, and energy. So I want you to remember there is 4 asset classes that you need to know about, that you should already know about if you watch my previous videos, but it's real estate, small business, paper assets, and commodities. I've made a video going through all those, so if you want to revisit that video, I'll probably have a link in the description. So let's talk about that. So here's some streams of income, simple, easy streams of income that you can start on your own. Okay, so let's see, what's the first one I got here? Utilize cashback card. So I have a very simple cashback card, and it actually earns interest on the cash back that you get the more payments you make, and it's called Petals. If you PETAL, and it's a very unique credit card. I don't have it with me, but I use it everywhere, and I use that for food. I use that to pay my bills. The only thing I can't pay is rent, and if I could, I would love to do that to get the cash back on there. But yeah, everything you do occurs cash back. Everything you spend, and there's certain stores that let you accrue more cash back, and that goes all the way. You start at 1%, you go all the way to 1.5%. Very simple, very fulfilling. So try that. Dividends. Tulsa Real Estate Fund is what I use. Stuff that's assets that are gonna pay you back, specifically paper, maybe, well, all these assets class, the 4 assets class will pay you back at somewhere, whether that's through appreciation or just passive income or stream of income, a monthly income. But dividends, so you can invest in a stock, you can put some money in a stock and you can get paid to own it. Or a real estate trust, or in my case, I just started investing with Tulsa Real Estate Fund. It's a black-owned company, and they're investing in properties in Georgia. I mean, all over mostly, but mostly in Georgia. And you put your money in, and it is a preferred 8% return. So before anybody gets paid in the company, their goal, the preferred payment to the customers is 8%. That's not always going to happen. Dividends are not always going to pay. It's just something that you can choose to do. Let's see. Monetize your hobby. This is a really good one. So if you have a hobby, if you have a perfect example, I have somebody on Facebook, but she makes furniture. She designs, she redoes furniture, makes it very unique, very beautiful pieces of furniture. And she sells it. She has her own Facebook group, and it sounds like what it looks like she is very successful when she's up and running and going at it really hard. But that's something that makes her happy, and it makes her money. So anybody can do that. Whether you like to, I mean, personally, I'm super interested in finances, black people, and finances and economics. I love that information, and I can sit there all day, literally all day, and take in information, and I can present it to you. It's not monetized, but eventually it's going to take time and effort. You have to put an effort for it. So the more effort you put in it, the more effort you put in your hobby and monetizing it, the more you'll get out of it. Last step number 3, get your credit right. Let's see here. So as the 2020 post-cerveza sickness, you can request a credit report weekly throughout 2020, and I'm pretty sure it goes beyond 2020 into 2021. But you should definitely look into that. So you can request a credit report. Dispute any negative remarks on your credit. You can give them an honest answer, or you can give them a fluffed answer. So what I mean by fluffed, my friend, he had a mark on his credit, and he told them that his hours were cut by COVID-19. They know where you work at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, but they don't know how much you make. So their hours, he said his hours were cut. He missed a payment accidentally, and they dropped his credit extremely low. And he's saying that, and he's currently going through, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna. It makes sense for them to reverse the mark and help this person out. That's why they're there for. That's why they're doing this whole thing. And I'm gonna put it up on the screen, but you can see that I disputed one of my remarks. It was a remark that happened when I was younger. I didn't know about it. I had no knowledge about it. It was like a $5,000 loan. that came out of nowhere. I'll just leave it at that. But I paid it off, and it's been haunting me and left a mark on my report. That I sent in an honest answer. Hey, I was young at the time. I didn't know what was going on. I take very good care of my credit right now, and I take pride in what I do. And that's all I sent, and they took it off, and you'll see it on the screen if you haven't already saw it. But that is greatly beneficial because you need credit. Credit is just as important as cash. You know, if you have credit. Alrighty then. So that's about all my tips today. Hopefully this was concentrated enough. I'm glad to be here. Thank you for tuning in. You guys have a good day.